So our case study is about the use of augmented reality in the recording studios at Leeds College of Music. The technology, augmented reality, has been used at other educational institutions, but certainly not in music production, and not quite in this way. It's sort of previously been used for medical disciplines, sort of for cannulas and those kind of things. And we decided to use it with our production desks to enable students at the start of their experience into HE to get used to these quite expansive pieces of kit to just enhance the learning and support what's been taught in the classroom. Augmented reality makes it quite a tactile experience, so because it's in the situation of which you're learning, rather than having a book or a manual or something that's sort of quite flat and not in the context of your learning, you don't necessarily retain the information in the same way. By using the augmented reality, which layers information over the real life objects, it means that students can retain the information in a more productive and meaningful way. Generally really positive. One of my favourite quotes from this recent group of learners that we've been using in sort of phase 2 was a student said, "This is the future, this is what people in the 80s thought that the future would be like," which I thought was hilarious. But generally they've had a really positive effect. Our first group of learners that we originally piloted it with gave some great feedback on it, and the fact that they found it would be really useful when they weren't with their tutors, because they're taking a lot of information in their practical sessions. They have sort of a 2-hour session a week in quite small groups. They get a lot of information, and they said that they'd find the augmented reality useful when they had their own time in the studios and just certain things would be forgotten. They knew that they could hold up the device and they'd have them sort of muscle memory of sort of doing it in class as well, so they kind of would instantly be able to go back and review what they needed to.
The augmented reality project that we're running here at the conservatoire really came out of a desire to, I suppose, add some support and some enhancement to the studio tuition that we have here. We teach in very small groups, so only groups of 4 or 5 in a very bespoke environment like this. So there's an awful lot of information that's getting across to those people. And because of the practicality of the situation, we want it to be a hands-on learning experience. It's not something where we want students just to simply make notes and then kind of come back in their own time and go through the practice of it. We actually want them to practically do the tasks in the session. So that means there isn't really the capacity for them to be able to make notes and the time for them to do that. So we were really thinking of a kind of a learning tool and also a supportive tool that they could use both within the sessions and during their own times. That would enable them to figure their way around the studio, undertake some of the tasks that we would be delivering in some of the lessons, and really, I suppose, to self-support, so that they would be a bit more sort of self-sufficient, really, in their own learning. So that was when we started to look towards kind of iPads and that kind of e-learning technology, and it was through conversations with Ruth, who obviously you've spoken to already, that we came up with the idea of using a sort of an AR-based technology.